Hey guys, welcome to Inferno Friday. This is Archon. Yesterday I was grinding a bit in Act 4, and I just wanted to share with you guys the build that seemed to be working the best for me. Yesterday was Monday, the day before patch 1.0.3, so it was before the attack speed nerf, and it was also before they reduced damage that enemies do in Inferno. I haven't seen how much that has changed the game yet, but just wanted to point that out. The build I'm using is pretty similar to what I was doing in Act 3 with a few changes. The primary skill I'm using now is Shock Pulse with Piercing Orb, just better for AoE than Magic Missile with Seeker is. And in Act 3 there's lots of doorways and corners to shoot around, and it's much more open in Act 4. Plus, there's a lot of big groups that I have to get down really fast. For example, a group of 4 oppressors I need to kill pretty quickly, or they're going to kill me, and Shock Pulse helped do that with the big packs. Blizzard, of course, mostly to keep them stationary. It helps a lot with Venom Hydra. And then Teleport and Mirror Image. It was really hard not to put Magic Weapon on here, and I know a lot of you guys would have, and I normally do, but Act 4 was pretty hard, and having Mirror Image on there, especially with Illusionist, was just really helpful to be able to use those all the times, just to have something there to semi-tank for me. Because I usually forget to use my Templar, and he's a crappy tank anyway. So I did have a little bit less damage, but a little bit more survivability, which was nice. And my strategy was pretty much just keep the enemies in the blizzard, let Venom Hydra do its magic, crazy high ticks of course, and then use Teleport and Mirror Image for evasion. And Energy Armor with Force Armor, it just seems like a must in Inferno. This is a pretty standard build, pretty close to what most wizards are using. I got the passives Blur, Illusionist, and Galvanizing Ward. I'll also show you the gear I'm wearing. Keep in mind, it's now Tuesday, so the attack speed nerf has gone through, but it did not go through when I was shooting this footage. So you can see now this amulet gives 9%. It used to give 17. It looks like at least cut in half. The boots I have used to give 14, and now they only give 5. So it was a pretty big nerf. I'm definitely going to have to find some new boots. Probably going to have to find a new weapon. This weapon used to do 1200 something. It had 21%, and now it has 11% increased attack speed. And so, with this, with energy armor on, I have about 6,200 armor and close to 800 resistances. I've gotten 2 upgrades since then. You can see these gloves and these bracers, but I wasn't using them when I did these elite kills, so I didn't show those. And yeah, this seemed to be working pretty well solo. Just standing back, trying to stay as far away as possible, of course, and firing those shock orbs into the group. I'm really liking this build. I was surprised to see that I would use a different build for each act, but it seems that each act kind of warrants a different strategy. I don't know if you guys have found the same thing. Maybe you guys have found one build that works really well through all the acts. But for me, I have kind of 1 act per build, and I switch it up depending on which act I'm playing on. To be honest, I really wish I could find a working build that wasn't so close to this standard wizard build that you see everyone on YouTube rolling with. I've looked on the forums and YouTube, hoping that someone's found some just awesome build that hasn't been hot fixed, of course, that's different from this. But no matter where I look, it's pretty much standard. You always have Hydra on there. You always have energy armor on there. Blizzard's pretty common. So is Teleport, Diamond Skin, Mirror Image, Magic Weapon. And then it seems like they usually use Magic Missile or Piercing Orb as their signature skill. And there's only a couple runes that they use for that. The only exception would be when people use Arcane Orb with Tap the Source as their main skill. But I really wish there was just more variation in viable wizard builds. It's almost a cookie cutter situation right now, which is kind of depressing, but hopefully an upcoming patch will fix that, and some of these skills that you see, like Living Lightning, which I've only seen used because of that one exploit that got fixed. There's just a lot of runes and skills that you almost never see used because they seem just useless compared to what you could use in their place. And I'm sure that's not working as intended, so hopefully some of these other skills will get a buff. Because I'd really like to see some more variation. I really like to see some more creativity and be able to switch up the build a little bit more. But as of right now, this seems to be the build that's working the best for me, at least on Act 4. I have on my channel the build that I use for Act 3 and Act 2 as well, if you want to check those out. At this point, Act 1, I just go as offensive as possible because it's pretty easy compared to Act 4. And I haven't played at all since they nerfed the damage in Inferno, so I'm excited to get in there. Of course, once I replace all my gear that had a ton of attack speed on it because it got nerfed, then I'm excited to get back in and see if it's much easier. Although, to me, it didn't seem like Inferno needed a nerf. I mean, people have been killing Diablo on Inferno for weeks now, and the game's only been out for a little over a month. So it seems that Inferno's already pretty easy, but yeah, now it'll be a little bit easier. I used this build all the way from the beginning of Act 4 up to Azul, and I didn't find one elite pack that I couldn't take out. I didn't have to skip anyone. That's not to say that there aren't elite packs that I couldn't kill. I probably got a little lucky, and I'm sure there's certain combinations that would just ruin me. But it seemed to be working really well. Like I said, didn't find one that I couldn't kill. I was able to get up to 5 Nephilim stacks and then fight Azul. But unfortunately, Azul was too hard for me to solo. I couldn't get him down before my 5 Nephilim wore off. I kept getting him down to half health, but then he has this one move that just auto kills me. He just teleports into me and I'm dead, and I can't figure out how to avoid it. But eventually I got Dreadnought to come and help me out. We got him down after a few attempts, and then we went to Diablo. But I also posted 2 other videos, one of the Azul fight and one of the Diablo fight. If you want to watch those, they're also on my channel. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope this build can help you if you've been having any trouble on Act 4. If you guys have your own builds that have been working well, or a variation of this that you think would work better, post it in the comment, because people love reading it, and I get a lot of ideas from you guys in the comments. You guys have helped me a lot get to Diablo on Inferno. So thanks so much for watching. Thanks for all of your input. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. We have weekly videos with strategies, and we try to post at least a couple videos a week. Thanks for watching, and we'll have another video soon.